Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. Welcome to Saturday DFS, everybody. Excited to give you guys the optimal players to put into your DraftKings FanDuel lineups, whatever DFS platform you play. Going to give you the optimal players at each position here, right now, to help you guys get that advantage. Because, again, you are at a disadvantage when you play DFS because there's a lot of competition. You're in rooms where there's like 100,000, 200, 500,000 people in there. And you're just in a competition with betting in general. It's tough. It's not easy to pick the right players. So I'm going to do that in this show. I'm going to give you guys all the optimal players. So make sure you guys subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and of course, guys, leave your starts and sits questions below. I'll try to get to as many as I possibly can. Now, if you're in year long, I did a starts and sits episode. I do that every Thursday-ish. So go back, check that, starts and sits week 11. But this is more of a DFS show, more focused on that, giving you some, DraftKings, FanDuel, DFS tips and strategies to help you guys get the advantage. Because I play every week. It's a lot of fun. This year particularly, haven't won any big, pots or anything like that. But you know what? I always bring my money back and I haven't lost anything. So that's good. Again, I've come so close this year. I know there's this one where I could have won like 80 grand, but what ended up happening is I was off by one player and like 13 points that made the difference between 17th place to like, I don't know what it was, first or second place that won the big prize pool. So again, sometimes it makes a difference. It's just that one player that makes a difference. So you got to be sharp, okay? I'm going to help you guys get the optimal players. We're going to do that right now. Before I do, guys, again, smash that thumbs up, helps the channel, and head over to manscape.com. Get your Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. This product is amazing, comes nicely packaged. Again, great gift idea, great Christmas present. Manscape.com. I'm telling you, the technology on this is skin. Like I'm rubbing my finger against this right now on my skin, and it's really, really safe. It's gentle against all your private parts as well. Manscape.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. You're going to save yourself 20%. I don't like to promote a product I don't believe in, and I do like Manscape.com a lot. Great product, great service, and you can get one just in time for the holiday season, okay? Of course, they got other products there as well. Really cool stuff. All right, so let's go to the optimal players each position. Let's start off with the quarterback position going into week 11. I can't believe we're week 11 already. It's been absolutely insane, but hey, it's been a fun ride. It's been a crazy ride, but it's been a fun ride. A lot of injuries, but we're getting through. We're powering through, okay? All right, so quarterbacks, who's got that amazing matchup? So let's talk about it. Now, here's the thing. This is very interesting. A lot of people ask me about Taysom Hill. In your league, you may be able to designate him as a tight end. Most leagues, he might be a quarterback, and a lot of people picked him up off the waiver wire. Taysom Hill, my thoughts. Total boom or bust. Now, if he's starting, I'm assuming he's going to get a lot of the workload. He's going to be able to throw, run. He's going to be more of a dual threat. Winston's going to come in as a backup if needed. But I think they're going to use Winston more than just a backup. I think they're going to use both quarterbacks. If they end up using Taysom Hill the whole game, there is a ceiling of 30, 40 points, but a floor of like 15 to 20, right? I think he's going to get points. I think he's going to get a rushing touchdown. I think he's going to be a safe, solid QB plug and play this week, okay? So, ironically, he does have a good matchup. He is playing Atlanta, so the matchup is favorable, so it works into his advantage. So if you are thinking of getting him and starting him, you might want to consider it. Now, the good news is, here's the good news. In DFS, he is a bargain. So if he gets the full reps, puts up a lot of points at the high ceiling, you could win because he's like $4,800 right now on DraftKings. So that's pretty cheap. He's actually he's got a favorable matchup. Just to make you aware of that. You don't have to start him. There's better quarterbacks out there that are more consistent. Probably go with that, but just talking about it, okay? Big Ben, favorable matchup. Justin Herbert, favorable matchup. Lamar Jackson, favorable matchup, okay? Kirk Cousins hasn't been the greatest, but he's got a good matchup versus Dallas, just so you know. He's got some great receivers in Thielen that could get some, get some receptions, get some touchdowns, right? Good matchup. Pat Mahomes, good matchup. And again, those guys I mentioned there, when you are looking at quarterback, I don't really mess around, right? I like to get the guys that are going to be solid, the guys that are going to put up the points week in, week out. With quarterback, I want to feel safe and secure that I'm going to get those points, okay? Moving on to tight end, some favorable matchups to consider. Jared Cook, but again, Breeze is not there. It's going to be interesting how that plays out. Logan Thomas had 11 points last time he played, right? Logan Thomas, an option there for Washington. Make sure you consider him. He's $3,300. But again, with tight end, I like to try to get the safer guys. Hayden Hurst coming off 3 safe weeks the last times he's played, right? He's got a good matchup. Hayden Hurst, okay? New Orleans doesn't play tight ends that well, so keep that in mind. Austin Hooper hasn't been playing well, but has a good matchup. Hunter Henry, good matchup. Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith, but it's been more of the Kyle Rudolph show as of late, a little more of a consistent safe target. Well, last game anyway. The week before was more Irv Smith. The week before that, it was a crapshoot. But Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith have a good matchup. Hawkinson also a decent matchup as well, coming off a crappy week last week. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you are looking at these guys as well. Okay, let's move on to the wide receiver. I like to save running backs and defense till the end. That's just the way I roll, okay? All right, so let's go with the favorable matchups, okay? Who's got the favorable matchup at wide receiver? Again, like I said, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, either one of those guys, both those guys, one of those guys. Who knows? But we know that they've got a good matchup, second easiest versus position versus Dallas. Keep that on your radar and consider plugging these guys into your DraftKings, FanDuels, or DFS lineups. Michael Thomas, although, again, without Breeze there and being very, very uncertain this year, to say the least, Michael Thomas does have a good matchup. Just keep that in mind. Amari Cooper and the Dallas Cowboys receivers. But again, which receiver is going to get it? What's the quarterback situation? Very suspect. I don't trust any one of them, but they do have a good matchup. One of them could boom. It's not sure who and which one of them will be one of those guys. Terry McLaurin, good matchup here versus Cincinnati. Keep him on your radar in your DraftKings lineup. He is expensive. He's $6,900. But a guy that could be safe and solid. Wide receivers for the Steelers. Great matchup versus Jacksonville. But again, which one? This is where you start rolling your dice, taking some risks. If you have one lineup with Claypool, maybe the next lineup with certain players, you plug in Deontay. One of them goes off. Boom, your lineup goes up, right? Both those guys got good matchups, including Juju. Juju also been pretty safe. All three of these guys have been pretty rock solid. Deontay's had some boomer bust games, but hey, part of the territory, right? It happens when you have three good wide receivers, right? DJ Shark, been pretty good the past couple weeks. Does have a decent matchup against Pittsburgh. Their secondary isn't as good as their rush defense. So, he could put up some points. Keep him on your radar. Who else is here that's worth mentioning for you? You could look at receivers from New England, but again, we don't know. Maybe it's Jacoby Myers. We really don't know who's going to be the guy there, okay? So keep them on your radar. And Julio and Ridley, also good matchups. Understand that, again, it's a bit of a coin toss with those guys as well. You don't really, really know. All right, so those are some wide receivers that I like this week. Mix and match, Jefferson, Claypool, Deontay, mix and match. All these guys have favorable matchups. It's totally up to you on who you go with. So let's go defense now. Then we're going to go to the running back. So the defense that I like out of all defenses this week, there's a couple of them. I do like Minnesota's defense. I do. They are playing Dallas. Dallas, obviously a suspect offense. Maybe keep them on your radar this week. Who else do I like this week here? You could say Steelers as well versus Jacksonville. That's another one I like. Again, Dolphins versus Denver, a good one. And Chargers. Chargers is probably your safest bet. And, DraftKings and FanDuel know it. That's why they are $4,000 followed by the Steelers. But again, with defense, I don't mess around. I usually always get the defense that is almost guaranteed to get the points. I really like the Chargers versus the Jets. I like myself versus the Jets. So anybody versus the Jets, I like that matchup, okay? All right, so let's go to the optimal players at the running back position. This is interesting here. Mike Davis. I think with Mike Davis, he's been safe at best. Hard to trust, but the matchup is arguably one of the easiest versus Detroit's rush defense. Could be a good matchup. Indy, Nyheim Hines, Taylor, one of those guys. I mean, Hines was the guy last week. They're playing Green Bay, and they're literally cheeseheads. Their defense is like Swiss cheese for the rush defense. So, Nyheim Hines, Taylor, any of these guys, plug them in. One of them goes off. Boom. You've got yourself an awesome RB2 on your roster. Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus Vegas. Good matchup. Ingram Dobbins. I don't trust Ingram Dobbins and Gus Edwards. I don't trust the situation here. They do have a good matchup versus Tennessee, but which one are you going to start? And that's the risk, right? Dalvin Cook versus Dallas. The guy should rush for 5,000 yards in that game. I'm just joking. But, I mean, he is expensive, $9,000 on DraftKings. But understandably so, he is playing Dallas. If he gets hurt, Madison could boom. But, again, Madison just won't get the volume. Cook will. So he's a must start this week. Josh Jacobs, also another good guy with a decent matchup this week versus KC. And James Conner, who's been safe at best, does have a good matchup, just to make you aware. And even the Detroit running backs have a good matchup this week against Carolina. But again, who are you going to start? It seems like Swift has kind of been the guy there that's emerged. Keep him on your radar. And that's it, guys. That is it. DFS help, DraftKings FanDuel lineup help here for you guys, helping you guys with your rosters going into week 11. Again, guys, head on over to manscape.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE. Get your Manscaped trimmer. And, of course, I started the Joe Camo Show below. Head on over, guys. Joe Camo Show on Spotify. Head on over to iTunes, which is the purple podcast app on your phone. And go to YouTube, subscribe, Joe Camo Show, Joekamo Show. Head on over there, guys, subscribe. Amazing content, great interviews. You're really going to enjoy it. Thank you guys for being here. That is your DFS Week 11. Go out there and dominate your lineups. And again, go back and check the Stars and Sits episode I did a couple days ago. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Talk soon.